Welcome everyone to Dicks, Dorks, and Destinies. I'm your host Chapel, and today I'm here with the kid, and we're talking about the 2024 Paris Olympics. Ooh.
Uh, Before we get that started,
Mm-hmm.
you feeling down, a little blue, a little worried that your neighbors might find your chemical experiment. Don't worry. Those of us here at Equal Opportunity Insurance have the right privacy policy for your privacy. And today's episode is brought to you and sponsored by Equal Opportunity Insurance, where your privacy is our policy.
We want to do another take on that?
No, no, no.
We have the right private policy for your privates, apparently.
Yeah, well, hell. Maybe the fucking 2024 Olympics needed to fucking get a privacy policy.
Something. Alright.
So, where would you like to start at with the debacle that is the 2024 Olympics?
Well. Yeah, when Paris. When was it announced that Paris was going to host the Olympics? Hang on. Let's look here.
I think it was announced back at the end of 2020 Summer Olympics. Or it might have been at the end of the Winter Olympics. Either way, they had at least a good 2 to 3 years before they were hosting. In fact,
They were told in 2017.
oh, they were told in 2017? That, that, that makes it even worse.
So, okay. So you're
That gives
telling
them
me,
7 fucking years.
yeah, you're telling me in 7 years they couldn't. Oh my God.
Let it out, buddy. Let it out. For our viewers that are listening to us, Chapel's head is about to explode.
No, no. So let me get this straight. From 2017
2017.
to at least 2020, you were
They had, they
you
had
were
at least.
so no, they were so preoccupied with the gender politics of the time,
Uh huh.
because Paris was one of those nations that was really big into gender politics when it came around in 2016.
Mm hmm.
That they couldn't even
They
be
were.
bothered to fix their own city.
No,
I'm sure.
gender rights, gender equality, gender this, gender that, whatever. They were
That's
more enamored with all that and more caught up in all that than to be concerned that they were the host city for this year's Olympics.
okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through some of the problems the Olympics have had this year, um, and then um, we're going to offer solutions for those problems. So
This is
let's
going.
let's start with the population and the fact that the population, well, the homeless population was so overwhelming that they had to bus people out to other cities.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the whole debacle at the entrance or during the opening ceremony. there's the fact that the river water is so polluted that it has been illegal to swim in it, literally up until this year. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there's
Go on.
the break. Oh, they decided to include breakdancing as an Olympic competition. What else did they include?
Well, I
Shoot.
mean,
Now, shooting as an Olympic competition, I just see that as an evolution of archery. So I really don't have a problem with Olympic shooting.
no, I mean, the biggest thing about the whole shooting being an Olympic sport, you're right. It's an evolution of archery. And archery, for the longest time, was an Olympic sport. Hell, Olympians, there's tales of Olympians and Greeks and everything else of them setting up fucking, I don't know, like axe handles and shit like that and seeing how many you can shoot through without, the arrow veering off or and everything else. It's always been archery has always been a competition sport.
Yeah,
So yeah, involving guns, it's just the evolution of it. Because I mean, a long time ago, it used to be fucking what long bows and short and normal fucking bows. Then bows fucking went from that to compound bows, or well, long bows, recurve bows, shit like that, and then compound and stuff. And now we're into guns. So I mean, it's more along the lines of an accuracy competition than anything.
yeah. No, I'm totally cool with that. Um, and we'll talk about one of the heroes of the Olympics here in a minute because he was in that competition. Um, and then so the water in the around Paris is so polluted that you can't swim in it. It will make you
Mm-hmm.
sick. So they had
Mm-hmm.
to move all of the water Olympics to the French Polynesian islands, which is okay. I mean, I get that it's that territory is technically owned by France, but it's not Paris.
Right.
So like either go, okay, well we can't do any of the water sports, or just be like, well, we're going to have to spend these next 9 years cleaning up our water.
Which they didn't do.
Either they didn't do either of those. Oh, and then they also, because normally countries that are at war um, are normally not allowed to participate, especially if there's like such a division between the two countries that they cannot coexist peacefully, even during a short period of time.
Yep.
And then they not only did they invite Russia and Ukraine, but they also invited um, Israel and Palestine.
Okay. So let's just talk about that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You said that they were told in 2017 that they would be hosting the 2024 Summer Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Taking into account COVID coming in somewhere in 2019 and finally trailing off in 2021 to 2022 ish.
Mm-hmm.
From 17 up till COVID, you had at least a full year in between there.
Oh my God, that's right. That all happened before they knew before COVID. Oh my God.
You had a full year to start prep work and working on your city. Then the global pandemic shut down. Granted, okay, we'll give you a pass for that.
Year.
And
That
then,
year.
but that year in between, what the fuck were you doing?
Um,
After the pandemic, you had at least 2 years. So you had 3 full years to get your shit together, get your shit in order, and clean your shit up.
before the pandemic, not including the 3 years that you would have to do continue to do so
Oh,
after the pandemic.
you had 2 years for the before the pandemic, and then at least 2 to 3 years after.
And even then, you could have like made protections. And of course, France was one of those. I think was one of those countries that had everybody like staying at home. They basically shut down their entire um, civilization.
Well,
Um,
even during the pandemic, you could have fucking had your fucking workers out there
mm-hmm.
cleaning your shit up. You could have been treating the fucking river
Yeah.
to clear out the fucking pollution. There is so much eco-friendly water treatment that's not even funny.
Actually, if you ask me, it's actually pretty fucking fun. It's pretty fucking funny that they didn't use any of it.
Well, it's funny that they didn't use any of it, but the amount of eco-friendly, non-harming, non-toxic water treatment available to the entire world, a very popular, very well populated economy that is Paris, France. Are you telling me, as the French government, you couldn't afford that shit? Knowing the amount of money that the Olympics is going to garner you because you're the host city, people are going to be flying into your fucking city just to watch the Olympics. Family members, friends of the competitors. Not only that, but the fucking countries that are coming in with their competitors. The amount of tourism that is going to be hitting your city, and you couldn't afford to clean up your fucking river. And you waited till the last fucking minute to bust out your homeless population to surrounding city and homeless shelter, making your homeless population their fucking problem.
Well, only temporarily. Once the game,
Right.
once the Olympic Games are over, all those people can come back.
And the games last for how long?
Pretty much all summer, I believe.
So you uprooted your homeless for 3 months.
Yeah, something like that. Excuse me. So, okay. So, with that being said, um, do you want to go first on how you would fix it, or should I go?
I'll let you go first. I think you're locked and loaded.
I always am. I always am. So, what I would do to start out with, the first thing I would have done was build some filtration systems and some. My first priority would have been to clean up the fucking river. Like that would have been the very first thing I did was clean up the river. Even if I had to build a fucking what do you call that? Not an aqueduct, a
Reservoir.
no it's like a series of channels where they can lower where they can kind of control the water level.
You're
Canal.
talking about
A
you're talking
canal.
about like canals and
Yeah.
canal gates and shit like that.
Yeah. Even if I had to build like a series of canals or even like section off the river and temporarily have it go in a different direction, like I would have said, okay, we're stopping the water flow here. We're cleaning up the river this section at a time. And then yeah, it's no. Uh, then the next thing I would have done is made sure that the the presentations weren't too bad. The breakdancing competition, sure, why not? I don't necessarily have anything against people that want to breakdance, and it does take a little bit of, or not a little bit, it does take like a lot of practice and skill to be able to breakdance. That's not exactly
It's not exactly rocket science either, sir.
well, no, but neither is shooting a gun.
Right.
Okay.
But shooting a gun does take a little bit more training than breakdancing.
Listen, we can't all be Miss Ray Gun from Australia, all right? And funny enough, that debacle is getting worse for her because as it turns out, only her friends and family were the ones that got to judge on whether or not anybody was qualified. She was on the board to decide whether or not groups got funding so that they could even compete, and she was just denying people left and right. So there's like a full on investigation right now of just how much corruption got her to that level.
When you have no other talents and you want to go to the Olympics.
Look,
Uh,
I don't know if I sent that video to you or not. I know I sent it to Crash, but there's a video of her doing like part of her thing where she's doing like it looks like almost like a kangaroo walk. And in the video, it's like, I wonder where I know I've seen this before. And it's the creep from the Lonely Island. It's just a.
of course, it's the creep from the Lonely Island.
So I would just before we had the competitions, I would just vet everybody to make sure that the people going into the competitions actually knew what they were doing. Because if that happened with like an Olympic wrestler, they could actually get hurt or hurt someone else in a competition
Right.
like that. Um, so I would do that. I would vet the athletes, not not like say have them compete against each other, just like do you know what you're doing kind of thing. Then I would
Well, I mean, I haven't seen a video of it, but I did see a meme of Miss Ray Gun and old Futurama episode called "The Luck of Fry,"
Yeah.
where Fry found that 7-leaf clover,
Yeah. That he
and
thought
they
his
were,
brother stole from him.
yeah, and it was their little street crew, and they were running over their moves, and he did the septuple head spin,
Yeah.
and the crew's like, if we ever see you do that again, this crew might just have a brand new pair of parachute pants. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. So there was that I would definitely, instead of, okay, so here's the thing. I would have taken the homeless population and been like, okay, look, you guys have a couple options here. You guys can work with us to prepare for the Olympics and you'll no longer be homeless because you'll have a job and we'll be paying you, or you can get the fuck out.
Hmm.
Like I don't have time for people who just want to lay around and ask for money. I mean, now some people will be like, well, what about people who are disabled? That's a whole different story. If you can't work, that's different. But being able to work and just choosing not to, no, absolutely not.
I have that issue too, and that's where my wife and I differ when it comes to giving homeless people money. If I can see you standing, walking, and going from car to car and everything else, I don't think you deserve my money, because that means you can at least find some entry level job to work.
Yeah, and
Now,
that's
along with that,
go ahead.
with what you were saying with your your ways to fix shit, I would agree with you on the way to fix and clean the river. Build a series of fucking channels, canals, divert the water a little while, whatever. And like I mentioned earlier in the show, there are a lot of eco-friendly water treatment sources in the world. I mean, there's a company that, because from a TV show that I like to watch, because I like to watch, the drama unfold on gold mines.
Mm-hmm.
But HBO or Discovery came out with another one called Hoffman Family Gold that followed Todd Hoffman's family around. They were having water issues, getting their water clean.
Yeah,
And he went to a company who basically takes like crab shells, clam shells, shit from the ocean, the discarded waste. They turn that shit into a filtration system. It's just the chemical that they add to the water. And all the sediment, silt, and all that shit sinks to the fucking bottom. So with something like that, you can easily clean up and clear up your fucking water. You don't have to throw a bunch of harsh chemicals at it. There is a bunch of eco-friendly shit. So you're hosting the Olympics. The Olympics is a big draw for crowds and tourism and so on and so forth. The French government dropped the ball.
yeah, yeah. Because as soon as they were told, they should have been like, "Oh, well, no, we need to prepare. Like, we got to fix our shit." This,
Not to crack jokes, but you and I are from Georgia. That would be like Georgia hosting the Summer Olympics again and enforcing the marathon competitors to swim through the fucking Chattahoochee.
Actually, the Chattahoochee would be more sanitary.
Well, I mean, the Chattahoochee is more sanitary. But have you seen how muddy and dirty that shit looks?
Yes, but you're not going to get sick from just swimming in it.
True. I don't know of any place in Georgia where you would get sick swimming in the water, but still,
A slough.
we've 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 got some bad, disgusting looking water sources back in Georgia, but it doesn't compare to anything of the Sin River and Bear.
I just, oh gosh.
And then yeah, the homeless population. Instead of waiting till the last minute to pack up all your homeless and ship them out to your surrounding cities and overcrowding those homeless shelters, I would have I would have fucking put them to work. If they were able to fucking work, hell, fucking litter crew works great. Fucking go around with trash bags picking up everything. Pay them to the point where they can afford your low budget fucking housing. And as far as the breakdancing goes, the whatever's behind how Miss Raygun got to the Olympics and how it's beyond me on how the Olympic Committee allowed that to be a sport. There's yes, there is physical activity involved in breakdancing.
Mm-hmm.
You move, you sweat, you do this, you do that. I get it, I understand it, but breakdancing is not a fucking sport.
Well, they have competitions.
Cheerleading has competitions.
Hey, 2028's just around the corner.
I'm pretty sure the gymnast would be pissed off if the cheerleaders get to join them.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this up on stream. Okay,
Okay.
and uh this is not Miss Raygun. This is some actual competitors.
Oh, this is a breakdance competition?
Yeah, this is what actually happened at the Olympics.
Really? They faced off at each other like fucking
Yeah.
whatever films that we've had.
Mm-hmm. I could do without this commentator.
But the commentator likes you.
The commentator is too engrossed with the two how attractive the two guys are on stage to her.
Okay, see, I can, like I said, I see skill. I see that this takes practice and dedication.
Yeah.
But this is not a fucking sport. We have thousands of fucking TV shows in the world that have dance competitions. At best, that's all this is they turned a dance competition into an Olympic sport. What are we gonna have next? Fucking Olympic interpretive dance?
Maybe 2028's just around the corner. Yeah, I'm going to keep making that joke.
No, you are.
Yeah, well.
Olympic Committee, do not listen to us. No one wants to see interpretive dance. Hell, no one really wants to see fucking breakdancing, but that's just that.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, there's so much shit that could have been done, and you know, the polluted water is just one of many things that could have been taken care of. The homeless community could have been taken care of a hell of a lot better and more efficient than what they took care of and how they took care of the homeless population. I mean, they didn't start fucking busting people out till fucking towards the end of 2023.
yeah. Now, now that we're talking about the Olympics. Oh, yeah. Okay, um so there have been a bunch of different stuff, but with with the two women, okay, we were talking about this earlier. There are two women that were in the Olympic boxing
Yep.
that have the same degenerative disease that,
Rare
yeah,
degenerative disease at that.
well, it can't be too fucking rare.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I Now, here's the thing: if those women, or if those people are biologically um female, then there's a gray area that can be worked within. The problem is that there's a whole lot of hearsay, and it's a the Albanian, and the what other was it? The other one was from Thailand. I
I
think we were
think it
supposed to.
was Thailand, Taiwan.
Yeah,
It was somewhere.
and basically they have a larger body and muscle mass because they have more testosterone in their bodies than your uh, well than a normal woman would. It just seems like, I don't know, man. It seems odd, and I think there was some controversy in the wrestling stuff too. But like, have you seen like the other Olympic sharpshooters? The sharpshooting competition is what I want to talk about right now, and this is one of the highlights for me of the Olympics this year. Is you got all these people with full on like contraptions for like covering one eye and making sure the other eye can see like perfectly clear on the target and all this other stuff. And then you have uh Yusov Dikik. He comes in with just a pair of glasses on, no equipment, pulls out his pistol and just takes silver in sharpshooting. It's fantastic. The dude looks like
Uh,
He looks like Percival DeRollo from the Vox
yeah,
Machina cartoon.
Yusuf, whatever, the one that takes silver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's wearing just a fucking pair of glasses, dude.
Yeah. And the thing is I think that's how the sharpshooting should have been done. I
No,
think
no
all
stabilization, no extra shit, and he took silver. And you're right. That's literally how it should be. And he's from Turkey.
yeah, absolute absolute fantastic shot. And if he did have all that extra gear that most of the other countries were providing for their Olympic competitors, I guarantee you he would have took gold every
Oh,
single
I'm
time.
quite I'm quite certain he would have been the highest gold medal winner in that event. Because you're right, he didn't have anything else. He did not have all the fancy equipment that other countries were providing for their
He
competitors.
he came in full on with just a glasses and t-shirt and was like, "I'm gonna stand here, hand in his pocket."
Oh, his hand was in his pocket.
Yeah.
I seen one where he was standing with his arm behind his back, firing.
Let me see here. The woman from Turkey had the same thing. She did not have anything, and no, his hand is in his pocket. Um, hang on, I will. No, that's not what I wanted.
Oh no, yeah. Well, I mean, I see other ones with him, but they've also showed him with standing there with his arm behind his back. But yeah, the guy's sitting there holding a gun. No, no, just a fucking t-shirt that says turkey,
Yep.
a pair of glasses, and actually, it was the camera angles. It is his hand is in his pocket from the ones I was seeing, but it looked like it was behind his back.
Yeah.
Just standing there holding the gun, out straight, little to no movement,
Oh, no ear protection either.
no ear protection, no stabilization shit, nothing to cover one of his eyes or anything else. Just straight up draw, fire, done.
Yep.
The the man is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not even I mean, how can you be mad about that? The man took silver without all the extra gear. Just imagine if he had all the extra gear, where he would have been. I don't even know who took gold in the sharpshooting.
Uh, I'm not sure. They're kind of overshadowed by by this guy who's just out here, like you said, looking like a hitman.
Well, let's see. 10 millimeter air rifle. Um, that's training. Pakistan won bronze. China won gold in the 10 millimeter air rifle mixed team. That's the women's. Uh, okay.
There we go.
What fucking event was he in? That's skeet. I don't give a fuck about skeet.
I want to say shooting.
Ah, fuck it. I'll just pull it up here. Turkish sharpshooter wins silver at Paris Olympics with minimal gear. Becomes internet sensation. It doesn't list what event he was in, but I know it had to do with shooting, but I just don't know where he's at
I
or what
want to.
shooting event was his.
I want to say it was the sharpshooting event.
Uh, 10 millimeter air pistol men, I believe. Nope. Other way. Still. Okay. They were air pistol team
Yeah.
because he had a female with him as well. They took a silver. India took took bronze, and gold was by Serbia, and it was air pistol team is what event they were in. Both him and his partner with minimal gear. Eye protection was the glasses, no ear protection, no stabilizers, nothing to cover an eye so they can have just a single eye on the target. Just standing there nonchalant, aiming at the fucking target. And I don't even know how far away the target was, to be honest with you, because, I mean, I really haven't been keeping up with the Olympic Games as much. I mean, I've seen and heard about all the controversy and shit like that. But that man is highly fucking impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he is.
And then you go into all the other shit of, you know, the bullshit. Um, Here we go. The Algerian boxer. I don't even know how to pronounce that person's name, so I'm not even going to try to butcher it. I've seen pictures of this person fighting the Italian lady and the other one in question as well. In 2020,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I think it was, no, it wasn't even Thailand. It's fucking China that had it. But both of those females are deemed to have a rare genetic disorder which causes them to test higher for testosterone than all the other females on the planet were allowed to compete in this year's Olympics when they weren't allowed to compete years prior for their testing. And I've seen some some jacked and ripped women that have a hell of a lot better muscle definition than most guys,
Mm-hmm.
but I ain't ever seen a female look like that for either one of them. Their muscle definition is literally the same as a man.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems pretty suspect to me.
Oh, it's highly suspect. You have two competitors who magically have one of the rarest, and as you put it, it's not really rare, if two in one event have it. I mean, I'm even going to go into the whole thing of the female swimmer, and I accused her of being a man for how fast she finished that fucking race. But you know, Wikipedia apparently proved me wrong on that one. But yet Wikipedia can't prove me nor the rest of the world wrong when it comes to looking up these other two supposed females in fucking boxing.
Yeah.
They have little to no fucking information on them other than the fact that they grew up in similar situations where they hail from a small village in their country and were ridiculed and criticized for wanting to participate in boy sports. I mean, at that point, the only solution I can offer, and this is going to sound bad the way that I say it, is the solution that I can offer comes from fucking Futurama,
Okay.
where Bender enters the Fembot Olympic competition and has to undergo gender identification processes, which is basically going into a medical tent and being examined.
Yeah.
We have an assload of female doctors who can be credible. You can send those in question into a secluded area, have the female doctor come out,
I lost you there. Have the female doctor come out and what?
say, "Yeah, I seen a vagina.
Hmm.
She's a female." I'm not saying that these people have to be paraded around from multiple people, but you can have at least three credible fucking female doctors go in, have the person stripped down, and basically give them a fucking PSA fucking
You cut out again, man.
I'm cutting out the best fucking parts.
I know. That's how it always works.
Okay. So let me go back into this again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the female doctor, you can sequester these competitors, and blood testing is great. You'll know if someone is taking steroids, so on and so forth, well, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. But you need a physical examination of these competitors.
Yeah.
Give them the good old crocodile Dundee crotch crab. If you feel twig and berries down there and they're saying they're female, then they ain't female. Don't give a fuck about gender reassignment. And I know the Olympic Games are meant for unity and, you know, oneness and bringing us all together, so on and so forth. But come on. If these two boxers in the female boxing are legit male, you just basically told the whole world that you're okay with publicized domestic violence.
Yeah.
And if they are female, okay, they're female. I'm not gonna argue with it, not gonna fight it. I'm just saying there's other ways to test people. If the blood testing shows elevated levels of testosterone and it makes you question shit, then then that particular person needs to undergo physical examination.
Yeah.
And I mean, all the activists and human rights and so on and so forth out there could be listening to us, and they could be, well, that you're violating. No, you're not violating shit. It's proper protocol. How would you like to go up against, I don't know, a fucking full-grown adult male and have him punch you in the face?
Yeah, I feel that. It's I my take on it is this: if their bodies are different than your normal female athlete, then and they want to compete in the men's section, let them compete in the men's section. If they win, it's because they're it's even more impressive because they're technically at a disadvantage.
Oh, I mean, this year's Olympics, the Summer Games have been.
I'm sure it's not even over yet. I'm sure we'll get much more content before it's all over.
This has been one for the books. I'll tell you that much.
All right. Well, everyone, this has been Dick Storks and Destinies. That's going to be it for our show today. Thank you all for listening. In the comments, just what do you think of the Olympics? What do you think of all the stuff that's happened? Do you have any opinions? Anything you'd like to share? Let us know. Okay, and you all have a great day.